September the 30th, Ducati started introducing a lineup of new models for 2022 that'll culminate on December the 9th with the new highly anticipated Desert X being revealed. The new adventure bike's been designed to offer great off-road capabilities thanks to a chassis that's been designed around a 21-inch front wheel. So to start with, the concept showed the bike's engine would be based on the current Scrambler 1100 platform, with its 1079cc 2-valve air-cooled Desmodromic L-twin engine that would have given the bike around 86 horsepower at 7,500 rpm and 65 foot-pounds of torque at 4,750 rpm. However, as we know, things can change when you go from concept to production, and we can now confirm it'll harness the great performance and reliability of the awesome liquid-cooled 937cc Testastretta engine that you find in the Ducati Monster, Hypermotard 950 and the Multistrada 950. Now, as we know, the engine already makes between 110 and 114 horsepower depending on the model, and somewhere in the region of 93 to 96 newton meters of torque. However, I'm sure with a few tweaks here and there from Ducati's engineering team, when it finally hits the dirt in the new Desert X format, it'll have its own power profile that's more suited to adventure. Not to mention, even with its new smaller displacement Testastretta engine that increases power and torque over the original slated Scrambler engine, we can expect it'll shave a few pounds off the weight, translating into a lighter overall machine. So one of the things we really love is whether you're exploring the hills behind your home, braving the desert or discovering new mountain trails, the new Ducati Desert X looks to be a bike that'll allow riders to harness the style from the iconic Italian brand and take it to a whole new level. And to quote Ducati, imagination has no boundaries with the Desert X. If you cast your mind back to last November's show at EICMA, this bike captured the eyes of most riders and won the hearts of all Ducati Scrambler fans. And with that said, the Desert X will probably join the ranks of BMW, Triumph and Honda, who've already stamped the mark on a growing new golden age of adventure biking. So with bikes like the upcoming Africa Twin and Tiger 1200 on the way, Ducati's definitely making a late entrance into an already crowded market, not to mention a new rumoured Transalp that seems to be on the way from Honda. The Desert X is said to have been inspired by the iconic models that competed in the golden age of desert rallying of the 80s and 90s, and of course the unforgettable Paris-Dakar epics that spawned a new era in off-road adventure. And with the tank and fairings that give the bike a muscular sculptured look that lends itself to the look of an updated Ducati-powered Godiva Elephant that led Edi Orioli to victory in the 1990 Dakar. Now, as we know, the bike will carry a 21-inch front wheel with an 18-inch rear that's proved very successful on the likes of Honda's Africa Twin, and although the bike was originally slated to be built on the Scrambler 1100 platform, we now believe it's getting its own bespoke frame with an aluminium swing arm to fit better with its wheel setup. A single left-sided mono to the rear with an upside-down front shock looks to be taking care of things in the suspension department and should definitely make it better for long-distance trips and challenging off-road stretches. Ducati has also further reported that the bike will be wearing a pair of more than adequate Pirelli Scorpion rally tyres that should help kick up the dirt and keep you on the straight and narrow. With the performance middleweight category currently the hot segment for adventure bikes, we're not surprised Ducati decided to take a more aggressive approach with the Desert X than just putting a styling update on a Scrambler. And of course, if they want to be taken seriously, as with models like Triumph's Tiger 900 Rally Pro and Yamaha's Tenere 700, they'll need to come loaded with a chassis tuned for off-road performance and plenty of suspension travel. And with the concept being reported to have 10.8 inches of ground clearance and 8.3 inches of suspension travel, this should be more than enough to soak up the humps and bumps. Now, Ducati's definitely not lost sight of this bike's route as a long-distance adventurer, as with that in mind, the Desert X gets two integrated tanks, each divided into two parts, and is said to be able to hold upwards of 30 litres, ensuring the bike won't get left high and dry, even in the case of extended off-road beaten tracks no fuel stop journeys. The X also gets a very handy removable passenger seat that can be swapped out for a baggage carrier if required. You're also going to be getting a large windshield with multi-position settings that incorporates a twin-round daylight running setup with the iconic shape of the Scrambler model. The bike's stopping power looks to be taken care of by a pair of twin-pot Brembos over 320mm discs to the front, with what we think is a 255mm disc and Brembo to the rear, giving it a similar stopping power to the Tiger 900. It's likely the bike will also keep its TFT multifunction dash that was shown on the concept model back at EICMA in 2019, as it'll be good for an off-road satellite navigation system of some sort that would come in very handy on an adventure bike like this. Other than the fact that it looks a lot like the original concept bike, with its iconic twin LED headlights, Ducati are remaining quite tight-lipped about the Desert X, but are obviously taking this new direction seriously, although how seriously we'll only know when the full specifications are revealed in December. But hopefully its apparent retro, technological and functional style, combined with clean lines of the robust design approach, makes this a timeless evergreen option that should suit even the hardiest off-road adventurers. So as usual guys, we'd absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this bike in the comments section below. And if you think you've learnt anything new from this review, why not give it a thumbs up? Subscribe if you want. My name's Bobby Max, I'm out of here.